Angel's Nest is a local nonprofit organization that provides independent living to young adults who are transitioning out of foster care.
And they've been busy the last few months with some exciting expansions. Malika Bruno, the founder and executive director of Angel's Nest, is joining us this morning to tell us about all the great things and also to really spark this conversation. Malika, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, Malika, tell us about Angel's Nest, because your work years ago kind of inspired you to start this nonprofit. Tell us about that.
So, somewhere around 2018, I volunteered as a court-appointed special advocate of Montgomery County. And doing that work, advocating for youth and young adults in just in the court system, basically visiting families, talking to caseworkers, visiting the youth, and then going back to the court and just letting them know what I'm seeing, what I'm thinking in terms of placement, reunification with families, just a lot of different things in that work. But one of the things that I found in doing that is once a youth turns 18, there's kind of like a loophole there in terms of where you will be living specifically. You age out of care, and then there really isn't placement for you unless, of course, you are in one of those programs called supervised independent living. And that's where I found my joy for Angel's Nest.
So there was a need,
Yeah, there was a
that
need.
Angel's Nest really could fulfill. What have you guys done to kind of fill that gap in the system?
So one of the things that we're doing is we're making sure that we're trauma informed. We're not just offering a bed and a blanket, because that doesn't help the situation any. You come into care at the age of 18, but we don't want you to walk out of care at the age 21 in the same condition that you walked in. So we have a three-tier program where we look at education, we look at skills, and we look at your overall wellness. And that's physical wellness and your social mental health. So that's one of the ways in which that we're looking to make some change.
That is huge. That is so big. And you were talking about what you were seeing when you were a court-appointed volunteer.
Yes.
What were you seeing? And now that you have, teenagers that are in this, getting this type of help,
Right.
What is the difference that you're seeing?
So what I'm seeing is the need for trauma-informed care, and you want to have different things implemented in your programming, empowerment, safety, trust, just different elements of that nature. What does empowerment look like in action? So instead of just handing someone a bed and blanket, you say, hey, these are the resources that you can look at. Here's workforce solutions, for example. Just looking at just different organizations and different programs within the community. Each of my youth that are in care, they are offered what's called a qualified mental health professional. And that individual can serve as someone that can help you with social skills, that can help you connect to resources. You can call that professional on a daily basis, and that professional can spend somewhere around 10 hours a week. So to say, on a weekly basis, because you need someone to talk to.
Well, thank goodness that the help is there, especially
Yes.
at that age too, right? At 18,
Right.
they've aged out of a system, and
Right.
it's like, who knows how they even got into it to begin with. Does some of this trauma-informed approach, does this need to happen earlier in life? I mean, I feel like we wait
Yes,
till
it
18. Thank
does.
God you
It
guys are
does.
there, but I feel like we've lost some time too, maybe.
Yes, and another example would be if someone's having a crisis at the home, it could be a mental health crisis. Everyone needs to be trauma informed. We need to make sure that our teachers are trauma informed. The courts need to be trauma informed. Doctors, everyone. If someone walks into a doctor's office potentially having been assaulted, there's a certain way in which that you should be treating that client so that they're not re-traumatized and treated as if they're not the victim, but having done something wrong.
Yeah.
So that's an example of that. And then when we have someone having a crisis in the home, a mental health crisis, we can call what's called the holistic team. It's in Harris County, and they send out a couple of individuals, very non-threatening, in a purple car. I absolutely love it. Cute little uniforms. That way we don't have to call the cops and,
Yes.
get
Right.
these kids all stirred up.
Yeah. And two big milestones I want to tell everybody about: New Boys Campus and Nutrition Center as
Yes.
well. That's big.
Yes, it is. So we have a new campus that I'm now thinking of using one of our buildings for boys and then another for girls, but we'll look at that. But because we were doing all these open houses, and so we had some young ladies come in and they're like, why is this for the boys? We want to come here. So we're looking at different options just to see what we can do to accommodate both our young women and men. And then also we were approved for parent-child, so we're wanting to help young mothers as well.
Great.
Continue to
Yes.
grow. That is amazing. Malika, if folks are watching, they want to get involved, where can they go for more information?
So for more information, you can go to our website, and that's www.angelsnestinc.org.
Okay. Thank you so much
Thank you.
for sharing and being with us this morning.
Thank you.